Hello, I am Achum, the cat of many hats, and last time on DnD Minus, our heroes continued their way through the bowels of Themberchode, the monstrous dragon whose innards make up the 5th layer of hell. We pistoned our way through enzymes, puzzled our way through gastric caverns, only to find ourselves facing Smelg, the dragon, blocking the exit of the colossal other dragon. And therefore, this round, we used the legendary dung gun on the dragon in the dungeon in the dragon, and now we done running down the drain out the bum of the thing. So, hope Perg-Tony-Ds is proud of us this time. We actually healed a guy.
That was so poetic.
Thank you.
I was just thinking, like, I kind of want Achum to do it and like slam poetry from now on.
I pictured him in a little beret.
Little
You guys picture him
bongos?
in a
Yeah,
little beret?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Snaps after that. Thank you.
got it.
Thank you. I know that Achum has performed in many a poetry bar.
Oh, absolutely. No question. And he's been thrown out. Can I say? He has been removed from the premises.
100%.
As you emerge from the interplanar portal between the layers of hell, you find Perg-Tony-D's place in beautiful shape. Glorious blades and magical items gleam at you from the shelves. Perg-Tony-D himself is wearing a tuxedo and grins at you as you enter, saying, "Now that's what I'm talking about. Saved the whole city of suffering, starving souls, helped out those drow in the intestine. Good work deserves a good reward, and I think you guys..." And then the whale falls through the ceiling. The whale you abandoned to die in Themberchode's intestines comes crashing
We
down
retroactively
through
left
the
him
ceiling.
together.
I wanted it. I
We
wanted
wanted
to
to
keep him.
save the whale, and you were like,
Wait
you
a
can't
second.
just
You
save
said
a
you
You
stent
save the
wouldn't
whale.
whale.
let us keep him.
I don't control it.
You literally
You
did.
Eli, literally, we used the item as like written on the thing.
I didn't make the item. I didn't make the item. I didn't make the item.
So now we get to keep the whale, right?
Then I'm going to keep
Think
it.
ahead.
Then I'm going to add it back in.
No, it's dead.
Then you do
There's
control
a giant
it.
whale. No.
Whale!
The whale you abandoned to die in Themberchode's intestines comes crashing through the ceiling and lands on your table of rewards. Tony sadly shakes his head, takes off his tuxedo jacket, and says, "Slime Achum, we're going to need the broom again, pal."
Tony D's got a little bit of Bernie Sanders today.
And sadly, he lays a ratty little briefcase in front of you that is labeled Tony D's House of Very Specifically Useful Stuff.
All right.
Dude, this is a really cool tuxedo.
Thank you.
Is that bespoke or a rack?
It was.
It was.
It was
Nice.
a rack. It was a
Oh,
rack.
it was rack. Okay.
But then I took it to a friend who's a tailor, and he took it in for me. You really don't need a bespoke suit if you're like
I agree.
anywhere
You
within.
can just get one off the rack.
I think you're fine.
Tuxedos are interesting because you don't know if you're going to use it again. You feel like you're going to
Well, that's the
force
prop,
it, right?
right? Is like a proper tuxedo is not appropriate for anything except a black tie event.
You seem crazy,
Right? You seem like insane. You seem like a waiter.
but you want to wear it. You want to use it because you got it.
Yeah, no, you want to wear it. Yeah, you want to look nice. You can't even wear it somewhere nice, like a restaurant. They're like, "Why are you dressed like a penguin?"
I'm going to put on a little bow tie just so I can fit in.
And a little top hat.
I appreciate the solidarity.
And a monocle.
Might as well.
Wormhole monocle.
All right. So we have even more contributions from our Dungeon Master level patrons here. We got some really amazing stuff for you to grab from this particular adventure. So what are you thinking?
Ooh.
I have a first, second, and third choice, so I'm perfectly fine going last.
I only have a first and second choice.
I only have a first.
I only have a zeroth choice.
Yeah, I only have a first.
Did you not?
I said
did you not read
zeroth,
them?
so it's less.
All right, so that would mean that Morgan should go first, Anna should go second. I should go third. Heath should go fourth because it doesn't matter what Heath.
Because obviously
Yes.
he didn't read the thing.
I think he was going for that he has to have this one object. There can't be choosing until after he goes.
Yeah, that's what zeroth mathematically.
Thank you.
Zeroth
Yes.
means that you have no preference. You don't have any choices, and therefore it wouldn't matter.
Zeroth is first in computer science. Read a computer science.
But the way that you phrased it, I think that you should you kind of screwed yourself out of the thing that you were after.
No, I phrased it perfectly, and you changed it.
because first, well, here's the thing though, is that first was still on the table when you said that.
Because it mattered so much. He was speaking from his heart.
Also, you're false as well as first. So if you're false,
I would never call you false
that's
on this
right.
podcast, Ethan.
That's
so
right.
then
Yeah.
one is true. So I'll go first.
Binary burn.
I doubt I'm going to take what you're going to take because it seems like the one that I'm going to take is designed just for me. So
Go right ahead.
okay.
Yeah, go for it.
This is from Briggsy Boy, and I feel there might be a couple of Briggsy Boy ones.
Oh, yeah. Briggsy's contributed some great stuff over the years.
So this one is called the Bowie Knife.
Ah.
Ooh.
Is it
Okay.
originally titled Bowie Knife?
I've heard both.
So I got to say, honestly, I ran right to the Bowie knife myself,
Okay.
Morgan, because I was like, well, obviously that is what Vardos would want. He would see the big knife, and then I saw that it was useless in combat, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
he would turn his nose up at that the way that Cecil would turn his nose up at my sword.
And Damien's like, perfect. It's useless. It's just for show. And
Yeah,
that's, like,
exactly.
his
Right.
game.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, I've always heard Bowie knife in real world consequences, but it's David Bowie, right?
It's
So
David
the
Bowie,
Bowie
This
knife.
is definitely the Bowie knife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that knife has sex with underage girls at his
Sorry,
concerts.
in real world consequences, you
Yeah, I
do a lot
didn't-
of serious knife talk.
I didn't say that well.
You ever misname a Canadian's knife, Ethan, right? That's the last thing you'll ever do.
You think I'm crazy? No.
Yeah, obviously. In between their half blocks of weed dispensaries.
Yeah, right.
You misname a knife? Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, they're everywhere. All right.
Whatever, we're taking that over.
Must be terrible, Morgan. Must be awful to have all of those choices.
It's the only time we've been in a city and Noah has been reacting to a new place the way Heath usually does.
Yep.
Because we usually go to a new city and he's like, I love it here. I could totally live here. Except in Toronto, Noah was like, okay, yep, no, I get it. You know what, Heath? I've shit on this in the past.
Toronto's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
sweet place.
We're taking it.
Well, I tell you what, if you're taking anything, it's Toronto.
The whole time I was in Toronto, I was like, you know what city this reminds me of? None, because there's no other I kept trying to compare it to some U.S. city and be like, it's like this, but it's not. It's not like any of the cities we have. It's very cool.
It is.
Yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So tell us about the Bowie knife.
All right. This is a large, beefy knife with a mirror finish. There is an engraved inlay along the blade depicting a red and blue lightning bolt, and the thin white hilt glitters in rainbow colors as if sprinkled with stardust. The knife is utterly useless in combat.
Hell yeah.
But the owner of this item may choose to attempt to imitate the musical style of any performer they encounter or have ever encountered while in possession of a knife. The attempt is made as a performance check at the imitated performer's skill level or the owner's own, whichever is higher, with advantage. This performance check may not be used as part of a spell or ability, such as for a bard's performance-based skills, but may otherwise be used to aid the party, such as to entertain a dangerous crowd or impress an NPC with holding an item. So now that I read that, it kind of seems like, does it nullify bard performance? Because that's how I was going to use it.
Says you cannot be used as part of a spell or ability.
Such as for a bard's performance-based skills?
Yeah.
So, I mean, does that mean that, it's useless to me?
No, I think what it means is that it doesn't automatically, you wouldn't be able to apply this knife to your performance-based skills as a bard. So, for instance, if you did, I'm trying to think of one of your performance-based skills, is Hideous Whispers one of them?
Oh, Dissonant Whispers?
Dissonant Whispers?
Is that a performance, though?
There's a couple of bard spells and skills that specifically use your performance modifier. And I think that is put in there to make sure that you don't just auto get advantage on anything you try with a performance skill.
Okay, so but a performance check would be fine to do with the...
If it's used to imitate the musical style of a
Right,
performer,
right.
yeah, I think that'll definitely count as advantage. That's
Okay.
the purpose of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's mine.
Are you going to use it to do Bowie stuff?
I mean, I'll come up with a couple, but yeah, Bowie seems like the way to go.
Seems like the way to go. Yeah.
And it's got Stardust.
Amazing.
So going in binary, that would mean 1, 0 is next. Heath.
Nice.
10.
All right.
Base 10.
I would definitely like the Finstant replay.
Oh, read that description for us.
This one-time lucky charm allows something that all parties, including the DM, agree would have been awesome to have happened. Must be turnbuckles jump levels of cool. No just saving on your strength check.
Oh, and this is from one of my favorite new patron names. A wetsuit implies the existence of a dry suit.
That is a fantastic name.
Yes. All right.
And I actually liked all three.
To it, Ben Shapiro's pantsuit.
Yeah.
So I honestly, that was my first choice of like, that's why I wanted to go last. Cause like, if no one else took that, I wanted to make sure I got it so that we would at least as a team have that in. So thank you for taking it.
That's just a fun one. And
Yeah,
if we can
absolutely.
all agree that something really cool that didn't quite happen yet happened, that's awesome.
I love that. I want to give a shout out because Heath's not going to take it, and Heath is who this happens to. A wetsuit implies the existence of a dry suit. Also created the character voice modulator.
I almost went with the voice modulator.
modulator.
I almost went with the voice modulator.
This one-time use item allows a player who said something in character voice to unsay what they just said and say it only in their normal voice.
Yeah, but you'd never use it though.
Yeah.
I like to turn into a falcon. Nope. Nope.
Backsies, exactly. Backsies.
Well, and this other one that they came up with, and apologies, is anybody planning on taking the Night of the Ring of the Night Fox?
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. So this one says, and this is actually a really good thing. This one-time use item allows the character when they roll a nat 20 on dexterity or acrobatics, it allows the whole party to get through the challenge or obstacle. And I'm like, oh, that's great. But then they added, but only if nobody references the capoeira scene from Ocean's 12. And I'm like, well, there's no fucking way that
Yep,
Heath
we've
is
been
going to
called.
go through that. So that's
We've
used.
been called out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We're dead. We're
Well,
dead.
what's the other capoeira movie?
Only
Only
the
the
strong.
strong?
Yeah, so we could mention that one,
We
right?
could talk about Only the Strong all we want.
But Ocean's 12
And
is
we
a
can
no.
sing it, and we've done that before.
I'm moving.
Perfectly
Magic is a tiny perk.
Did I tell you guys yet the thing about the class that I was teaching this summer that was next to a capoeira class? And I was doing my bit at them, and they were like, stop. That's like, I don't want to say I sexually harassed the people in this.
Did you get dance kicked in the face that day?
I deserve to be dance kicked in the face because I didn't say anything to them, but I kept looking at them like, hey, you guys are going to fuck my wife when I'm dead. And they kept being like, stop looking at us like that, man. Like the vibes were bad. I was putting out bad vibes in that communal hallway.
Like quite literally not my vibe.
I want the best for you, Anna.
And that's capoeira.
We just got our will and trust signed. And I think you...
There is not a single paragraph about capoeira in it.
Incorrect.
I really,
Incorrect.
really
I have very
serious about it.
specific instructions about what to do with those gutters.
The phrase "only the strong" does appear in the document.
It's true. It's actually our third recipient after Rachel. It's just Only the Strong, the movie. All right, who's next?
I'll go. I would like to get one by Brigsby Boy. Thank you, Brigsby Boy.
Fantastic.
I would like to take the Good Luck Babe. Partially because it's a Chapel Roan reference, obviously.
Mhm.
But this is just very Achum, very me. This is an adorable tiny ceramic figurine of an infant dressed in full plate and holding a sword.
Adorable.
Exactly. If the owner of this item offers in-character formal advice to another PC or NPC about a course of action, group votes count, and if the advice goes unheeded by the other character, and if the course of action taken results in materially negative consequences to the other character, such as damage or a negative status effect.
Feel personally attacked by this.
As well you should. And then the figurine utters an exquisite, soul-crushing, I told you so, I told you so. Right, let's be honest. And gains 1 luck point. The figurine may store up to 2 luck points and opens 1 eye for each stored point. The owner may spend the points as any normal luck point.
All right.
Good luck, babe.
It's all coming together. All right. And I think that leaves us just with Noah.
Yes, and my first and second choices were taken because the good luck babe. I figured either me or Anna had to have the good luck babe, and
There
somebody
you go.
had to have
Yeah,
the
it's all
Finster
coming
Relay.
together. Yeah.
All right, so this isn't the one I'm taking, but I wanted to point it out because there's an important clarification here. So JS offered up the additional prepaid callback card, which, if you'll recall, the prepaid callback card is something that I already have that allows me to bring podcastiverse characters into the world to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this would just give me more charges on that. And that's awesome and exciting, but I don't think I'll have time to use it. But the clarification on here, because there was originally a thing in the callback card that said that the DM has to agree to allow the character to appear. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they clarify the reason here. JS does. And here it is. I'm quoting from the thing. There's also a note inscribed on the back. Dear Heath, the specification that the podcastiverse character had to first answer the sending was specifically so that you couldn't throw something like Wishmo the genie who grants any number of wishes as single action into your next Mint Mobile ad and then hold the game hostage until Eli let you roll the persuasion check because technically he's a podcastiverse character.
JS. Looking
So-
out for the common man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So well done there, JS. Now I'm not going to read the whole thing on this one because I'm taking the beads of binding that the wooden dude sent in,
Mhm.
and there's just a bunch of shit here. But the beads of binding allow the user to attempt to bind a creature to a specific location or object, giving them disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks for 1 minute. The user can use the beads from a distance up to 30 feet and use them as a bonus action. And then there's a bunch of stuff of like, you know, where did like you can do a surprise attack and binding conditions, and you can retrieve the beads and et cetera, et cetera. But that was like a more standard thing in case the other two got taken, and they did. So yeah, I'm going to take the beads of binding.
Fantastic.
Is that just like a straight D&D item?
Yes, I think that's just something that's like out of the
That guy
book.
threw some good. The wooden dude threw some good, just
Wooden
like
dude.
good, wondrous items in.
Great contributions. Much appreciated.
Very smart to like give us non-bullshit stuff in case we're smart about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I want to throw in an honorable mention also
Oh,
Please, I
I
wish you
do
would.
too.
to Stanksy for an excellent item called the Millennial Wishing Star, which I almost went with. It is a wondrous item. It is very rare. This 1994 gold tinsel studded Christmas tree topper is filled with the magic of incoherent child wishes and under-medicated ADHD dreams. So already I was on board.
Yeah.
Once per day, a player can hold the Millennial Wishing Star aloft as an action and wish for it to become any one item that was ever on their character sheet, but was subsequently removed by the DM for being, quote, cheating or, quote,
Oh.
absolutely ridiculous, Heath.
My
Ooh.
God.
As the player makes their wish, they roll a d20. On a 20, the Millennial Wishing Star permanently becomes the wished for item. Any other result causes the star to collapse back into a black hole, like the hopes and dreams of all millennials, shunting the player to the astral plane for 1d4 rounds, after which they are returned to the nearest unoccupied space, along with the Millennial Wishing Star.
Yeah, you get a reload.
Yeah, you get a reload too. But if you get that crit,
Mm-hmm.
you can get the tear eye.
We could just sit around for like hours while you just waited until you got a crit. Coming
Yeah.
back from the plane and then
I
going
feel-
again. Yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
Everybody take a bunch of long rests until this works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's I, Wishy, the genie granting wishes.
I almost went for the God Delusion, which was another
Mhm.
Brigsby boy.
That was a good one.
Yeah. A relatively small dog-eared book. And basically you'd open it and whoever the deity you were with would stop believing in you. I fucking love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, would think you're imaginary. That's
I
great
love-
stuff.
It smells faintly of tea and privilege.
Phenomenal.
So real.
And we will be encountering, well, are they deities or are they lords of hell?
Exactly. That's why I wasn't sure. That's why I didn't go for
They
it.
are lords of hell.
Yeah, I thought about it. So I should also let everybody know, Eli messaged this to me earlier. Now that I'm 10th level, I have an aura of courage.
Ooh.
Which means that you and me and friendly creatures within 10 feet of me cannot be frightened while I am conscious.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I just want to make sure that someone else knows that, because I will absolutely forget that in the instance that like it actually comes in handy.
Yeah, it's gone now that the sentence is over.
Yeah, I've already
If
forgotten.
Noah covers...
If we're
yeah.
within 10 feet, we can't become fearful.
Frightened.
Okay.
Right.
And I've gotten empowered evocation, which means I get
Yes?
to add more oomph to all my spells. Well, not all of them, just my evocation ones. But I've been getting a lot of those.
And for what it's worth, I get the feel like in my mind at this point, as we adventure our way around hell, Achum as often as possible sits on my shoulder.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I would not walk on my own 2 feet. Are you kidding
Right,
me?
exactly,
That's for
right.
plebeians.
No, exactly. So I feel like Achum is pretty much immune to being frightened now too.
And Gravy has a new fighting style.
Ooh.
Oh
I
shit!
do. I have dueling, the extra fighting ability called dueling. So when I'm using one sword only in just one hand, which I pretty much always am, I get +2.
You get a really big hat with a feather in it.
Yeah. Eli, can I get that too?
Excellent. Yes.
Well, actually,
Nice.
Achum could give you a big hat with a feather in it.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of hats.
Yeah. Or actually, it would be a little tiny one, and that would be adorable.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Be like a fascinator.
Exactly, a word that I taught you. You're welcome.
With your new gear in hand, the world of Perg-Tony-Ds fades around you. As he disappears, you hear him say, "Good luck in Stygia. Hope you don't get the villain cut." Hey, everybody. Thank you so much again for listening to the show. We had an absolute blast with this one. And thank you so much to our Dungeon Master level patrons for submitting all this amazing stuff. Honestly, it feels like so much of this episode is just us enjoying the incredibly creative and amazing ideas that you contribute to our show. And hey, if you listen to this part of the show and you always think to yourself, man, I got a great idea for what they could have at Perg-Tony-Ds, why not head over to patreon.com/DnD-, where at the Dungeon Master patron level, you could start contributing to the show. We'll name characters after you, change the whole arc of DnD- over at patreon.com/DnD-, all spelled out. And hey, if you don't have money, we understand. Why not head over to iTunes or the podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a 5-star review. Every time you do, it helps new people find out about the show, boosts us up in the rankings, doesn't cost you anything. All right, so we got a little bit more episode for you. I know it's a slightly short one this week, but we got so much more adventure left to go. We can't wait for you to hear all of it. It has been so much fun to record, and man, this next series is going to be a hoot. I won't spoil it, but we are having a lot of fun doing it. And thank you so much for listening. All right, let's get back to the show. As the world reforms around you, you find yourselves on a cabana boat. Carl, in a Hawaiian shirt and captain's hat, lazily steers you down the sea foam green waters of what appears to be a sort of beach front.
We're on the river Styx, so Stygia.
Oh, this is going to be reality TV.
Unlike Menoris's cool inner forest, this island seems to be blazing hot, with palm beaches and volleyball courts as far as the eye can see. But this island is not unoccupied, no. This island is absolutely bursting with the hottest, sexiest bodies you've ever seen.
Vanity, baby.
Yeah, some of them are devils and demons, but every race, creed, and species is represented here in their most attractive, popular form.
I'm furiously combing my fur.
Roll for closing my eyes.
You succeed. It's a nat 20. Frolicking through the waves, enjoying what appears to be a free boozy snow cone cart, You don't see anything hellish-like about this place at all. There are, however, the balls. Floating every couple of feet, there appear to be magical glass looking spheres.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Testicles. Hairy testicles.
The spheres, though you don't know what they are, appear to be following the action around them. And if you were to guess, you would say they're watching. You barely get your bearings on the beach when, with a boom, the clouds above the island part, and on a beam of light, she descends, lounging on a cloud, the most beautiful creature you've ever seen. Her bright pink skin seems perfect, blemishless, every inch drawn on by an artist. Her jet black hair falls around her adorable horns and little ringlets, and her face is so beautiful, it's hard to even look at. She's somehow perfectly unique and the sum of every beautiful person you've ever seen. Everyone on the island, everyone in this layer is mesmerized by her. And it feels as though the sea itself holds its breath, waiting for her to speak. She looks around from under one of her perfect curls and says, "Well, hello there, everybody. I'm Gladys. Welcome to Lust Island. Now, who's ready to fuck?"
Multiverse!
We gotta get you a blindfold.
Right?
That's probably worse, actually, on Fuck Island, but
Or better.
Just walk around repeating my safe word. Red,
Yeah.
red, red.
Oh no, it's Neil Gaiman.
Oh, God. Oh,
Nope.
God.
Nope.
No, cut and clean cut.
There's a certain terror in Noah's voice when he realizes this is the one he doesn't edit.
The preceding podcast was a production of Puzzle and a Thunderstorm LLC, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.